happening over my shoulder.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, the stage is all yours. We're looking forward to your presentation. Thanks for joining us today.
Super. Thanks. So hello, I'm Jason Marsh, and I'm the CEO and founder of Flow Immersive. And Flow Immersive is really about data communication, about the presentation of data and ideas in a way that will really stick and be much more powerful than what we're used to with PowerPoint, etc. So a core part of that is, about the use case and about the enterprise use case. And so, this is a business summit. I really want to weave the story of kind of how we got here and what we're doing, as well as what we're doing, and describe a lot of the why. Why does this matter? Because without the why, then we're all just having fun with our headsets and we're not actually moving the bar forward. So first, let me just describe a little bit about what Flow is, and you're actually seeing it here. Flow is, of course, WebXR. It's all running in a browser, and what we're primarily focused on is engagement, understanding, and by understanding, I mean really building good mental models of our information. I'm going to move myself out of the way here just a little bit. There we go. Really building good mental models of the information in the minds of our audience. And data is one of those things where the complexity is such a powerful piece of the puzzle. It helps an audience to have a nice, credible understanding of the content. And then levels of interaction. Are people just sitting and watching? And we built a tool so people don't have to sit and watch. They can all participate. So as I walk through this, what is it that we're actually trying to solve for, and what are we driving? We're driving better data-driven decisions. And in a use case around sales, about better sales conversions, faster sales conversions. But let's talk about data-driven decisions because, the world has some problems. I think we can all agree on that. And to us, I think the best way we're going to be able to solve those is through the credibility and understanding that comes with really good data and data knowledge. So what we're doing is not, quote, data visualization. It's not just a Tableau use case, which is about the analysis of data. It's about a presentation use case. It's the data story that brings together the head of data visualization and the heart of a presentation of a good story. And that's where we're focusing. I'm going to show you a real quick example, but then address some of these business points. So for example, this is a real simple data story. The first step of it says, hey, it looks like the whole country voted red. Well, it turns out that land doesn't vote, people vote. And when we expand out the view to actually see that the population centers did vote majority blue, and that the whole thing is interactive. If we took another minute here, which we don't have time for today, I would actually send everybody on this call a link so that they could all join me in here. We'd all have avatars and we can all click on elements and explore this together. But in addition, the next step is, the country really isn't blue and red. It's actually shades of purple. And you can even see that here in like Texas, where yes, the population centers did vote blue in Texas, but they were very much shades of purple. Show you a few other examples of the kinds of visualizations. Now, what you're seeing was all built in the Flow editor, which is our no-code tool, UI, in order to help customers, help enterprises and public policy folks, government folks like that, be able to communicate really effectively, to build their own presentations and see the data in a variety of ways. This example is kind of fun. This is 2020 foot traffic. And in a way, this is a story of 2020, right? You can see the big, the big crash in foot traffic. Actually, before it crashed, we all headed to Costco to buy underwear. I mean, not underwear, to buy toilet paper. And then we got tired of looking at the curtains. So there we are at Home Depot, fixing up our homes. And by the end of the year, it still hadn't recovered very well. So you see in one view here, you're seeing a big picture story and a whole bunch of detailed stories. Let me step back and talk a little bit about why, right? Why do we do something in XR, and is this just cool? What about cool? Cool can be an important selling point in XR, and we actually discourage it. We tell our customers never, like our internal advocates, do not sell on cool. That instead it's define. If someone says, "Oh, that's cool," we tell people define cool for them. So my definition of cool is mastery and control. So think of a great skateboard trick, or think of Iron Man flicking atoms as he's designing his Iron Man suit. That cool is really a sense of mastery and control over gravity or over information. And mastery and control gives us that efficient way that we can have these conversations and move the needle, help people to see what we see in our heads, help people to see something that would have been vague, see it clearly, help them see the forest, the big picture, and the trees and the detail. And that I think that's just a really vital point to mention around how this works in an enterprise environment. We cannot sell on cool. We can't get caught lost in proof of concept hell. It's got to be an end-to-end tool and solution. So let me just show another end point on this. Just flip over to, so Michael DiBenigno is our head of business, and he's become, he has become TikTok famous, and I accidentally just hit the back button, so we'll go back to his screen. He's become TikTok famous in building these visualizations, these data visualizations on TikTok. Switch back to that window, where he just uses his phone and captures this in mobile AR. And in this case, he's looking at the spread of COVID, different ways that a disease spreads through a population. And the first example is, basically each node goes ahead and infects 2 more nodes. Well, it turns out that's not actually the way COVID spreads. The way it actually spreads is one node infects maybe 16 people in a super spreader event. Then each one of those individuals, spread it to 1, 2, 3 more people, and it goes out that way until you have another super spreader event. This kind of visualization was pretty effective. 324,000 likes on this particular TikTok. It was viewed 2.2 million times. I think we've really touched a nerve, touched a need to understand, and a creative way of getting people's attention and giving them that sense of mastery and control, at least vicariously. Okay, so continuing on the need for an end-to-end enterprise enterprise solution, right? Because just having a professional services shop doesn't scale. It'll never scale, and it's not going to be what your actual customers need and what's going to get them excited over the long term. So this is the flow editor, and I'm going to spend maybe 1 minute here, maybe it'll be 2, I'll go quick, to actually show you how you can build, how our customers are building these flows today. So it's very quickly going ahead and pulling in some data around life expectancy across about 50 countries in the world. And right away, you can see the structure of this data, right? You can see that for the first 100 years, from 1800 to 1900, that the data life expectancy was pretty flat. And then it just took off. This is one of humanity's greatest successes right here. Let's go ahead and wire up these lines. Let's go ahead and add some colors. Maybe we'll just color these by region. So see, like Europe is in the green, etc. We can add multiple steps and filter in on a certain aspect of this data. So one area that we like to that I like to show off. So there's a variety of ways we can do this. Let's do it with an interaction. Let's go ahead and set it up so that we can drag select to isolate a certain region of the chart. And what I did is I just went in and I'm showing you what the Spanish flu of 1918 looked like. Create another step here. Click out of that. Maybe we'll go ahead and zoom in to see what the Rwandan genocide looked like. Maybe, let's see, let's highlight enabled and filter selected. So essentially, in just a few clicks here, I'm giving you the ability to focus in on a single data point. And I can go ahead and add rollovers and pop-ups. So this is the country, this is the year, and life expectancy. So now that when I roll over this guy, we can see, oh yeah, that was Rwanda, that was the genocide. And then go ahead, click public link. This is now a live flow on the internet. You can click on it, you can see it. It's a series of steps, right? Starts with the whole view. It focuses in on the Spanish flu, and then it focuses in on Rwanda. Maybe I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit there and set the camera. Obviously, there's a lot more you can do with the tool than just that, but you get the point. We need to come up with complete workflows for our customers in the enterprise space. How to wrap this up? I think that just a little bit more about the story of how we got here. So we founded Flow 5.5 years ago, and the first 4 years were pretty rough, right? The virtual reality was not a great business to be in for a lot of us. And we survived. We got customers, and customers paid our way. We have not raised significant money yet. We haven't done a VC raise. And in a way that kept us alive, because we were so careful of our cash that we didn't hit the wall where we couldn't meet a payroll and we would lose the company. What really happened a year ago was that we focused on the web. We took advantage of the web as a flat screen tool as well. I mean, what you're seeing here with me putting the web behind me, right? That is, having something where everybody can share their content this quickly is really powerful. Yes, it's great that it works in the Oculus browser on Quest, and it also works in HoloLens and in Magic Leap. But where we really, I think, resonated is on flat screens and on mobile AR. And now I feel like it's coming back around. Finally, the headsets are starting to make enough waves, and we're going to have that installed base where spatial computing will be a good profit center for us again. But meanwhile, we have met our customers where they were. A phrase we like to say is, you can lead a horse to water, but you don't want to dunk its head in. Don't force an enterprise customer to put a headset on in their very first interaction. But when they finally do put a headset on, then it's just blow away great. And that's a really exciting place to be. So that's what we've been working on. If you'd like to see more, check us out at flowimmersive.com. And remember, cool isn't the way we sell XR. Find another use case.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I think it's interesting because, you can immerse yourself into this data, via your desktop or headset or, whatever it is, but understanding where it's coming from and what that story tells is really the most important. And we've only just begun, that's the great part. So thank you so much, Jason. As you can see, our next panel's coming in. So if you'd like to say hi.
Hello, have a great panel.
Thanks, Jason. Great to see you.